Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the weekend rundown where we will hit the comment section and I'll give you a more intimate look into my old-fashioned lifestyle. Today, let's take a look at my herb bed that has all of my herbs I use in the kitchen and some that I use for tinctures for ourselves and for our Etsy shop. And speaking of, I would like to thank this past week's Homemaker Pantry customers as well as a super chat we received. Thank you all for your kindness and I hope you love your new apothecary products. Now, let's go have some fun. First comment is from Adriana, who said, "Not once have I been taught by any Christian woman to be a good wife and homemaker, the importance in God's eyes. I've always been told that if I go to church and serve at church, I'm being a good woman of Christ. I am exactly the same. I am the only homemaker I know. And it was really discouraging because I kept reading in his word what he wanted for me as a woman, a wife, and a mother. And I didn't see any other Christian women doing it. And so I was like, how are they living as if this is optional? It was really messing with my mind. But yeah, I've been there. But we can still do God's will. Their disobedience has nothing to do with us. Kimberly said, "Please keep spreading truth, beautiful lady. Thank you. My negative examples are used for how not to be. I am exactly the same way. I agree with that statement 100%. It teaches me, it keeps me in line in the narrow path that God has for me. And so I'm very thankful for these examples that I get to see. I don't let them teach me anything except what not to do. So you're right." Okay, so here's my herb bed in my garden. It's right there off of the kitchen. I'm here all the time. So in here I have tons and tons of things. So let's just take a look at some of the things we have. In this first section, I have carrots, and this right here is my one single parsley plant. Do you guys actually use a lot of parsley? I find that it doesn't taste like anything, so I don't really like to keep a lot of them, in my bed. But all of this right here is carrots. My second attempt at a spring carrot this year, and I'm very excited about it. They look so good. Um, yeah, it's a lot. I didn't thin it out that much either, but this right here is my green onion section. I have lots and lots of green onions. We use them almost every single day on our morning meal, which is like hash browns, loaded hash browns. And so we have two different kind in here. We have a Chinese green onion right here. It's this flat one, and it's just more flat. It's not, cylindrical like the regular green onions, but they grow very profusely. And then these right here are the regular green onions. All of these regular green onions are from the grocery store. I used them and I kept the white part and a little bit of the green and I planted them, and I've been using them for about a year now. So next comment is from my Homestead Heart, who said, "Going to try growing collards this year. They are so good. Can you share your recipe and the specifics? Thank you for inspiring, speaking to my heart." That recipe that I did on there was just exactly what it looks like. Collard greens, um, red onion, garlic, jalapenos, some water, oh, and bacon. And you just literally put it all in the pot, whatever amount you want. Put it all in the pot, put some water, put a top on it, and just let it cook down for like an hour, hour and a half, or however long it takes for it to get really, really soft. I don't have any recipes for anything usually ever. So yeah, it's really simple. I actually only cook collard greens a few times a year. I normally, which is so weird because whenever I grow something, my mind is on preserving, and so we don't really eat it like fresh. Some things we do, like tomatoes and cucumbers, we eat those like right then usually. But for like brassicas and things like that, I tend to always be trying to put it in the freezer, and so that day I just happen to grab them and go ahead and cook them. Yeah, they're normally in my freezer. Okay, right here I have a couple of catnip plants. They are on their second year in this exact same spot. I use all of these for making tinctures and also for drying some to add to teas. And here's another big, huge catnip plant. It's time to harvest. I harvested so much in the summertime. It grows so profusely. This is my baby bay tree for bay leaves. I like to pull a few of those fresh. I hardly ever dehydrate them. It's always grown. It's evergreen. It's always here, just like this. I actually just moved it to this spot. It was somewhere else in the landscape. Um, but yeah, I use a lot of those for like gumbos and soups. Now down here, it's a bit of a mishmash. let me get, okay. So dill. Obviously, you have to have lots and lots of dill. I like to make a lot of ranch dressing, pickled eggs, pickles, all those types of things with it. And I have some sage plants right here as well. Several, maybe 4 or 5 sage plants, and they're going to grow extremely fast, extremely well. All of these are from seed as well, I should say. And then it's all kind of just mixed in there. I'll probably end up moving things around as it gets crowded, but this is a blue spice basil. This is so fragrant, guys. I love to put this in my tea blends for drinking. It smells so good. I use the entire flower stalk. You see that whole little stalk right there? I just clip it and dehydrate it. This plant's gonna get ridiculous. It grows so profusely. Next comment is from Anna Coino, who said, "Hi, sister. I like your videos. I came to your channel through Regina's blog. I'm not familiar with who that is. I live in Argentina. Have you heard of that country? We are in the southern hemisphere. I am happily married to a man of God and very pious man. We will soon be married for 46 years. We have both passed 60 and so much, and we have 12 children and 15 grandchildren and more to come, and also a little great granddaughter. Our marriage has been through many happy moments, sad storms, and calm throughout the years, but we still together by the saving grace of our Lord Jesus Christ." I love this comment. I don't know about you guys, but a long marriage is still a goal of mine. I am, Lord willing, we live. I hope to be married for a very long time. Marriage is truly the grace of life, and I'm very excited about it. And I just love to see these comments from older women who are chiming in and celebrating their long marriage. It's a blessing, and I'm so happy that you're successful at it. Thanks for chiming in. Okay, now coming around, there's a random plant growing, but here are my little basils. Oh, it looks like snails are getting to them. They look terrible. And you see the pine straw, it falls from the trees and puts holes in everything, which is crazy. But I have a few under here. I'm going to probably end up moving them because this blue spice basil right beside it is going to get ridiculously large. And here's something that's growing. I get, looks like a, maybe a, what is it called? Squash plant. Okay, this is my chive plant. I have 2 right here. That tends to be enough because, like I said, we use green onions mostly, but I like to make a chive compound butter, and so I like to have that on hand. This is something that grew up. It tastes really spicy. I guess maybe it's a mustard, or I'm not sure. I don't know where it came from, but it was just there. But it's shading out my oregano plants right up under it, so I'm kind of letting it hang out. I pull the leaves and get rid of them occasionally, but it's kind of shading the oregano plant, which is, I'm fine with that. And so I have a couple of oregano plants right here that I will be cutting on once they get a little bit larger. I find that 2 or 3 plants is definitely enough for me to get my herb fix in. I don't really like to have, 20 herbs or anything like that. Maybe I should. Also, there is a little bit more dill planted on this side as well, because I find that I never have enough of that. Because once I get like a big collection of it, I just keep making ranch dressing and we eat a lot of it. Okay, next we have Greater is Great, who said, "Hi Jackie, thank you for sharing." You're welcome. I enjoy watching as you show the beauty of your yard space. Such a beautiful space. Thank you. If you find time one day, do you mind sharing the names of the many beautiful plants in your yard, especially the herbs, vegetables, and berry bushes, etc.? Also, do you see any snakes there when you're outside gardening? If so, what are the most common ones? Okay, so yes, so like today I added in the herb tour. Then I want to do a medicinal garden tour. I have a ton of medicinal plants I'm so excited about, and I would love to share that with you. So hopefully each weekend in this weekend rundown, I can show you another part of our garden. My husband is working on filming a orchard tour, and then our front courtyard tour, and our front orchard tour. We have a lot of spaces. So yes, I am hoping to add in at least one space every weekend if you guys are interested in seeing that. And snakes, yes, we have snakes. I think he listed in the comment below the kinds that we have. We have some. Our dog does a really good job of finding the little baby snakes and killing them. And I know some people get upset about that, but we don't like to have snakes. I can use bug spray for the mosquitoes. I don't care about them eating mosquitoes. Yeah, so, but we're not terrified of them. Normally we see one, we call her and she takes care of it. And then we throw it into the chicken yard, and they actually eat it or peck at it. I don't know what they do, but it's pretty hilarious. Hopefully we can catch it on film one day. So yeah, they take care of all of that for us, and we're very thankful. Next up, we have a French lavender plant, which I hate. I hate lavender so much. I mean, I love it, but it's so hard to grow it. But it doesn't stop me every year from picking up yet another plant. So I have this one here until it dies. I only use this really for my hair oil. I do a rosemary and lavender hair oil, so I use it for that. And this is my little rosemary plant. I like the trailing rosemary. The uprights don't do that well for me. Maybe I cut on it too heavily. I do have one in the landscape that my husband bet me that he could keep it alive over winter, and he did. And so I was so excited because I cut it up. I use it for my hair oil and I use it for tinctures. This is a thyme plant. Thyme is a new seasoning herb to me that I'm really excited about using. It usually dies before it gets too hot. So hopefully I will be able to harvest this entire plant before it dies. I hope I catch it. It's all kinds of stuff all around it. I should probably get some of these weeds out of here, huh? I'm really good at growing weeds, guys. I'm really good at it. But yeah, so I have a few thyme plants. I don't know what it may be. I don't know what kind it is. There's another one. I like them. They look like oregano, a different type of oregano that I've had before. What's next? It's so messy out here. The catnip again, which I already showed you that. Oh, down here is tarragon. Okay, so I have been so excited to get my hands on this plant. It says French tarragon, I think. I have never grown it. I don't even know what it tastes like right now. I'm kind of just letting it hang out. It's getting covered up by the carrots, but I hope it lasts so I can try that new seasoning out. I'm so excited about it. And some more weeds all in here. But yeah, this is my herb bed. This tends to have everything that I need. I don't feel that I'm missing anything in here. It's looking kind of sparse now, but once it gets much hotter, it'll be extremely prolific. And so, yeah. Okay, now moving on to the backyard. I have a couple of things I want to do back there. Okay, next we have Jennifer who said, yes, listening to you read the Bible would be wonderful. You are blessed with such a lovely, soothing voice. Thank you. And the book would be delightful as well. I love how you highlighted some comments in this video. And so now here's yours. Love hearing from like-minded women. Me too. I appreciate the one commenter who said something like, our husband's shortcomings are our opportunity to grow in grace. That is well said. I agree. Yeah, that was a very good comment. She also said, I also wanted to say too that I have made curtains several times with sheets from the thrift store. I love the vintage floral sheets, and it's super easy to make curtains from sheets. I want to try that. I still haven't done it yet, but I'm very excited to go to our local antique shop and see if I can find some really pretty ones to make some of those eyelet curtains, because I love those. Or maybe a pillowcase, I don't know, something like that. Okay, I'm going to be doing some watering in the garden. This is almost a daily chore for me. To come out here, I normally have a earbud in and I'm listening to an audiobook or the Bible or usually not music, but yeah, and I spend like an hour or so out here watering. I take care of the front yard and also this back area back here, and my husband does the very back orchard where our fruit trees are at. We have about 35-ish, 40 fruit trees back there that he takes care of. So I'm just kind of doing a little bit of watering. Yeah. Okay, Denise O'Daniel said, my husband has tools in his shop. He also says I need tools to run the household. So he makes sure I have the tools I need to run our home, like a good mixer. I spin wool, so he got me a spinning wheel. Oh, that's great. My husband had to do the same thing for me. Like, I didn't mind buying a chainsaw or a weed eater, but when it came to things that I needed, I don't know why I drug my feet. And so he made sure that I got the things that I need to keep me productive and happy. And also he helped me to get pretty things and not just utilitarian ones that get the job done, you know? because having tools that work and that are beautiful really help you to enjoy your work. And so I guess our husbands think alike. They have to make us get things that we need sometimes. But I'm very grateful for that. And he tends to be much more generous with me than I would be with myself. And so I tend to say, just whatever you choose will be perfect for me, because he'll get like a very expensive stand mix. And I'm like, I could have just had a little beater and I would have been fine. So I'm very glad that he's very generous to me. Um, oh, I'll look him. Oh, goodness. I just came outside today to work on watering. It's such a nice time. It's about 8:30, 9 o'clock. My husband has already left for the day. I think my daughter's working on feeding her animals, and I am watering the garden. I need to go get some of the slack. Okay, so right here is a kale plant right here in the very front. This kale, guys, is like 3 or 4 years old. It's just been sitting here. We never, ever, ever water it. We don't harvest it. We just let it grow and it gets so big and pretty. But it is a bug magnet. And so I'm going to show you, I'm going to insert a picture of how it looks. Maybe like, I don't know, a week and a half later. It's so crazy. Hold on. Look, this is just like a week later. They ate it completely up. It's just a skeleton. But yeah, so we don't do anything to that plant. We just leave it there. I like to have one of those in each area because if the bugs see that, they'll eat that. Now, what I'm watering back there in that tire are some onions. I think they were planted maybe in January or December from seed. And then in the center, so around the outside is onions, and in the center is shallots. This is my first time ever growing shallots, so I'm pretty excited about that. And then across the way right here is another big tire. These are, guys, these are the tires that me and my husband used to flip when we were like young and had good knees. We used to just flip those for fun, like for our exercise routines. But anyway, in this bed, there are fall planted garlic and spring planted garlic. So I hope to pull the fall planted soon. For harvesting. And then around it are some daylilies that we transplanted in the video a few weeks back. Next comment is from Marilyn Causey, a favoriter around here, a favorite commenter around here. She said Proverbs 31:26, she opens her mouth in wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. This is you, my friend. Thank you. That is one of the scriptures that I really took to heart to teach me how to speak better and behave better. And so the next comment up under this is from a lady who I think could benefit from it. Eileen Roberts says, I'm trying, but it's very hard. My husband has poor health and it's affecting him mentally. He has a bad relationship with the children, and it's very hard to figure out where to draw the line and what to say when there's arguments. He's working, always sick, and just wants the kids to get out. So right there, that Proverbs 31:26 is where you can affect change. Only you can do you. Only you can take care of your part of this. And so as you're being around your husband when he's being the way that he is, just open your mouth in wisdom. You know what to say, what to calm him down, what to redirect his attention to something else, what to tell the children to boast up their courage and their confidence so that they won't feel so down about his behavior. And also the teaching of kindness. As you become kind and you are talking with your family, your husband and your children, they will learn your kindness as well. And they wouldn't want to offend you because you're such a kind person. So I would say start here and only worry about what you can do in your own marriage. And then hopefully they will see your example as your husband observes your chaste and respectful behavior. He can be won. Next, I am at the medicinal garden looking at some of my yarrow plants. Do you guys say yarrow or yarrow? I found saying yarrow is too hard. So I say yarrow. The yarrow is good for bee stings and rashes, minor cuts, burns, and abrasions. And so I like to get the flowers to make salves that we sell in our Etsy shop called Homemaker Pantry. And we also keep some on our own shelf for when we need it. I know my daughter uses it whenever she's peeling like a lot of garlic and chopping it, it burns her fingers, and she always goes and gets the yarrow salve. So I'm going to harvest some of the plants here. This plant is on its second season in this spot, and I have a few more babies that I planted out this season so we can continually have lots and lots of flowers. I do cut them for flower arrangements as well. But yeah, so this one is doing very, very well. I'm very excited about the productivity of it. And so I'm going to harvest these and get them dehydrated and yeah, add them to my collection. Next comment is from Angie, who said, well, Jesus could have lavished a wide array of food for the 5,000 that he and his disciples fed, but he used what they had, 5 loaves and 2 fishes. Frugality, thrift, and prudence is God's way, my sister. I love that. I never considered that. That, yeah, he could have been much more lavish and opulent in feeding them, but he used what he had. I love that. And such a simple meal. I never actually considered that. And I saw under that a lot of people liked that comment. Yeah, 13 thumbs up. That was a very good observation. I guess I should have clicked to read the rest of it. But yeah, I love that. I love the simplicity of how Christ lived. Okay, another comment from Angie. You're just full of wisdom today, my friend. She said, remember that the life of Christ was a life of self denial and self sacrifice. Christ did not work one miracle to benefit himself while he was here in the flesh on earth, but to help others. Only did he work miracles. He did not choose a life of aggrandizement and extravagance as the leaders of the synagogues did. And as a result of that, he was not accepted as the Messiah and was set up and killed. He was meek and lowly in heart. Humility marked his life. He did not even have a place to call home. Birds have nests, he said, and foxes have holes, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. His kingdom is unlike the kingdoms of this world. Each of us has to know which of the kingdoms we are representing. The way in which we live our lives daily reveals which kingdom we are a part of. Oh, fantastic. I love this so much. Oh, I resonate with this so much because moving here to this home, the way that we live was such a lesson of humility and meekness, and it was our basically our wilderness experience. And coming here, God taught us how to hear his voice and how to obey his word, no matter what the world around us was doing. We are surrounded by family members who think we're nuts sometimes. And so I love the way that he has called us here to this home and to live this simple, this simplified, humble life. I love it. Thank you once again. That was an excellent observation. Now we are at the dandelion bed as part of my medicinal garden. All of these gardens right here are medicinal. They have medicinal plants in them. So my husband is going to pull this second year dandelion root up because I'm running out of tincture that we make. We make a burdock and dandelion root tincture that we sell on Etsy and that we also use ourselves. There are so many benefits of these two plants together. They are a blood purifier, a diuretic. It reduces cholesterol. It regulates your blood sugar. It reduces inflammation. It lowers blood pressure as well. And so we love this plant and it's such a great plant. So he's pulling up the root for me. It is huge. I'm so excited about this. I had to purchase dandelion root before and now I have my own. And so I hope to spread more of it around the property so that we can have much, much more of it. We don't use the dandelion greens. I know a lot of people do use that, but we're not really salad folk. We'll eat a Greek salad occasionally, but I personally like cucumber based salads and not lettuce based salads, but I'm sure there's plenty of ways you can use it. I'm going to get this dehydrated. He's going to clean it up a bit so I can get it inside and get it more cleaned off, and then I'm going to dehydrate it and use it for tinctures. All right, now back on the porch, I'm going to go ahead and dehydrate all of that yarrow. um, Better get that step finished before I forget. And so this is my plan for the whole summer is almost every single day I'm going to be running my dehydrator. I actually have a second one so that I can hopefully maximize my time. So I'm going to be running both my dehydrators on the porch or off the porch as it gets hotter on the porch where I cook. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get the flowers dehydrated. I don't wash them because it's just used for salves. It's not like it's going inside. And it doesn't have any bugs because we don't spray the medicinal garden ever for anything. And yeah, so I'm just gonna get that done. And finally, here are the dandelion root that is chopped and ready to get dehydrated and made into tinctures. So guys, I'm so excited that you guys joined me for today. I thank you for all the comments. Please keep commenting. It's been such a blessing to me, and I will see you guys on Monday, right? Bye.